Straight facts, got lips like Angelina. Belly truck tangerine, jumping on my, that's why they call it trampoline. Babe, like a Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just with plastic. I say, babe, it's a, he said it's a, them pretty, you look like Beyonce, looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. He can tell from the front, I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway, looking like money back, 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 woo, money back, money back, money back. With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they
EA Sports coverage of the NFL is in Houston, in the Space City at NRG Stadium. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy. Of the 30.
Let's go, let's go!
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, Roethlisberger. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Black 20.
On third down, Roethlisberger. He's going deep for Brown. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. Where they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 38. After the interception, here's Watson. Underneath for Miller. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive. But it's a quick first down. On 1st and 10, Watson dumps it complete to Miller. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Fine for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball. Catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. Here's Watson finding a safety valve here. That's complete. The 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season opener opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story all night.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Come back, come back.
Again, it's Watson. And he is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. He's going to air one out. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20.
Richmond. Hey, blue lady.
On 1st down, Watson. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Black 22! Black 22! Come back!
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Texans will extend their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Fielded about a yard deep. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. 2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Reset.
Watson on 1st down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. To throw on 2nd is Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Griffin. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Watson going to give this one to Miller. Fights off the defender, and they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Watson now to throw. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 30. And it's a touchdown.
I seen the best of them, Jando. 25 to life and they can't stop. Never met a man that they can't talk. We're talking on the phones, they can hear us. When you got dumb cake up in the bushes with the duct tape, up and down the interstate. Yeah, we really touch. We touch. October, I'm about to another state. He went down in Arizona, don't get me involved. An empty box in the car means they coming for all. I had 6 phones, I got rid of them all. We get hit and sit down, we don't talk to the law. Yeah, they think I'm tripping, they listen. They know our every move, yeah, they want us all in prison. That's why I can't sleep at night until they get in. I'm on another mission, I'm just young and I'm living. I done seen the best of them, Jando. 25 to life and they can't stop. Never met a man that they can't talk. We're talking on the phones, they can hear us. 7 in the morning and they in my home. My bank account's froze, what is going on? Why it all start going wrong? From talking on the phone.
My phone still echo, the feds won't let go. Money never sleeps when you're the black Gordon Gecko. Line looking like they waiting on the retro. Sixes. I feel special. Resale and I never pay retail. My shoebox money afforded me the spree wells. And that then courted me a V12. Avoid the phones if it's sounding like a seashell. Too much clicking in the connection. Connect the dots with my connect for my protection. Face to face I place my like a drive-through. Feeling, you know how I do. Push.
I done seen the best of them, Jando. 25 to life and they can't stop. Never met a man that they can't talk. We're talking on the phones, they can hear us. 7 in the morning and they in my home. My bank account's froze, what is going on? Why it all start going wrong?
From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is fielded a couple yards deep. The decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Mahomes finding his tight end Kelce for a big one. 41 yards. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Ware takes the give from Mahomes. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. First carry for James Conner. Got some room at the 30. Able to avoid him at the 40. Oh, still won't go down. That good for 22 and a first down.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
This is caught by Antonio Brown. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 58 yards. And the Steelers have taken a first quarter lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They run it here. Where? And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Black 58 rail.
On the ground, this is Ware. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Mahomes going to throw. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Kelsey, the intended receiver there.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you...
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They'll come up now with a clock showing 3 seconds to go here in the first.
Go!
Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Cody Sensabaugh. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They take over 1st and 10 following the interception. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Shedding through the defense. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Allen Bailey able to drop him for a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
All right, let's go get it now, all right?
They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's he's got this down to the 35. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
Let's go. Baby. Snickers, 66.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. And that'll be incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there. And it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Roethlisberger. He's going deep for Brown. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Hey. Got 3. Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even give up a defensive touchdown.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. They go play action here on first down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off around the 37. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. 3 first-half touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up
to make it pass.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. On second down, here's Mahomes. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one, much more like lead.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Mahomes. 1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They do go for it. It's Mahomes. And this is caught. That's Watkins. Sammy Watkins, he's going to go. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 83 yards. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
It's so risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
And a good effort on a return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they sequence things, how it's run. But you know, at the end,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Take 2 of them. Snickers, you gotta spin.
On second down, Roethlisberger. Steps away to his left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Partner, if we've heard it once, we've heard it 1,000 times. Don't throw late down the middle.
And he did. We see the end result.
Yeah, what you have to do is you've got to make sure you manipulate those defenders with your eyes and your head, maybe even some body movement to move them a little if you're going to come back late down the middle.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And past the 30 down to about the 27. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. On first down, Mahomes. His throw incomplete. The linebacker, T.J. Watt, there on the coverage.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And now here is another interception. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son.
And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. Oh, now he pulls him over. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Boswell good with the extra point. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, Butker now to kick this one away. Switzer now to return. Oh, the spin. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger, eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Allen Bailey in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Now Roethlisberger to throw. On the left side, it's McDonald. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. D. Ford in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes, escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Mahomes now to throw. Flushed out right. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from them.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. They go play action with Roethlisberger. He's going to look deep down the field.